Hi, I'm Aaron.
Hi, I'm Mikey, and we interviewed K-Cubes about the 1960s.
Did any of your family fight in the Vietnam War?
None of my personal family did, but Grandpa's nephews fought in the Vietnam War. One of them, I should say. And he had a lot of problems coming home with night terrors, and he would wake up screaming and fighting people. He almost killed his wife during the night in one of his terrors.
Do you wish you waited longer to have kids, and why?
Thinking now, yes, we should have waited and got better in our careers and saved up more money, but at that time, when you got out of college, you started your families right away.
What was the best thing about living in the 1960s?
Well, being in my 20s, the best thing of the 60s, of course, was getting married and having my 4 children. But in looking over the times that have went on, things that happened in history, if you're a history nut, will go down in history as one of the most powerful times of events happening. Religious events, because we didn't have much money and didn't do too much, we did a lot of TV watching, and I really truly believe that that was the best TV times that ever were. The Westerns, Bonanza, and all the good comedy shows were going in. Johnny Carson was on, and I remember being up feeding the babies late at night. We stayed up, and that was one of our favorite shows on TV, and he still is talked about on TV with all the different comedians of Jay Leno and Letterman. They still talk about how great Johnny Carson was, and the music of the 60s were really great too, but I think that the best thing was the TV shows at that time, because we had to stay home and we had company. We would sit and watch TV an awful lot.
What were some of your favorite memories in the 1960s?
In the 1960s, of course, is when we started a family. We came up from Northfield, Minnesota. I finished nurse's training, and Grandpa had finished college, and he wouldn't marry me till he finished college. So when we got married, we started having children right away. So we had 4 children in the 1960s, which kept us extremely busy. But I did work part-time every Friday night at the hospital. I really enjoyed the hospital, but it sure has changed from the ways it is now. There was no computers, nothing like that in the hospital. It was just all paperwork and taking care of the patient directly.
What are the biggest changes from the 1960s to now?
The biggest changes, the electronics, as we were trying to work on the computers today. Electronics is a huge one for us. The fast pace of living is so much more now. The cost of everything, I would say, is unbelievable. But the wages have gone up too, but it's the fast pace of life, and you're able to do so much. Just in having, from what I did as a child, for what my kids could do, and from what my grandchildren can do, is such a difference in the world. We would never let our kids out doing things that the grandchildren are doing now.
Would you prefer living in the 1960s or present day, and why?
You know, for this interview that we did, I thought, oh man, the 1960s went so fast with our kids, raising our families and getting married, raising our families, that I forgot some of the stuff that went on, but I remember it once I looked it up on the computer, what was going on. I remember all of that. And I just think of the changes that have happened nowadays. It's unbelievable, the changes that have been made since then. And I guess I'm happy living right now with the changes. It was a simpler way of life, but because we were so busy raising the family that it went by too fast. Now at my age, it's just nice to sit back and watch the grandchildren, be able to go to the football games and the different sporting events of the grandchildren. I just enjoy living right now.